At some point in my life, I wanted to be a doctor because of the same reason, but life had other plans. So did my brains. My brain said, "No, you can't handle medicine. Please don't do it. We don't want somebody else doing something else." So I guess I didn't pursue my career in
Johnny
medicine,
Gale.
but maybe.
I am a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a cancer survivor.
Hello everyone, Jai Shri Krishna Badhani. Hope you all are doing well and you've had a great weekend. However, I've noticed you guys are not subscribing to my channel, nor are you liking the videos. Can you please hit that like button and the subscribe button? And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Let's move ahead with today's guest and today's topic.
Hi, Sonam.
Hi, Khushbu.
Okay, so let's start by introducing yourself.
I am Sonam Rajani Gale. I am a daughter, a wife, a mother, and a cancer survivor.
That is exactly how I love the introduction. October is breast cancer awareness month, so I thought that it would be great to have you on board.
Yeah,
Since you've been a survivor, you've been there. For those of you
yeah.
who probably don't know, my mother also had breast cancer and passed away in 2003. And I think since then, I have tried to always connect with people who have
Yeah,
survived breast cancer.
yeah.
At some point in my life, I wanted to be a doctor because of the same reason, but life had other plans. So did my brains. My brain said, "No, you can't handle medicine. Please don't do it. We don't want somebody else doing something else." So I guess I didn't pursue my career in medicine, but maybe God had other plans. So getting on
Yeah.
to what you said about your, in your introduction that you're a breast cancer survivor. Let's begin with when were you diagnosed with breast cancer? That's okay.
So I was diagnosed in 2017. Uh, so initially, it started around mid of 2017 when I had given birth to both my twin girls in 2015. I was unable to breastfeed. I don't know if that's a contribution or not, but every time I went to the GP, he said that it was a blocked milk duct. He would send me home with antibiotics, and the swelling would reduce, but that lump itself would not in size. This happened twice. Eventually, I showed that lump to my mom, and my mom was, I think, moms being moms.
Yeah, yeah,
She had
definitely.
the gist, and she told me to go ahead and go and see a gynecologist. So I went to a very good female gynecologist.
Mm-hmm.
She then put me on antibiotics again and told me on the fifth day of the antibiotic, I need to go for a scan. I ended up going for a scan, and the radiologist, I believe, is he told me that I do need to go see an oncologist. Well, not an oncologist as such, but he told me that, look, this is what it was showing to be was a cyst with fluid in it.
Mm-hmm.
So a breast surgeon was the correct person to go to.
Correct. Yes.
We ended up going to a breast surgeon, and we had two options. Was either we do a biopsy or we just go in and get the whole lump out. We ended up doing the surgery. It wasn't a very difficult one. So what it's called is it's a lumpectomy.
Mm-hmm.
With the lumpectomy, they remove the whole I think lump. Let's call it lump until I got the prognosis.
Yeah.
And after a few days, I had to go back in, and he told me, "Oh, are you going to come in with somebody for your the final report?" So that already rings
That
bells, and you're
already.
like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, why are you
Definitely.
asking me to come in with
Yes.
somebody?" So anyway, because I have a lovely extended family, which we all know about.
Yes, I think, don't we all? I think us Lohanas have the biggest of families.
Yeah, so I ended up going for that appointment with my mom, with my cousin, and one of my really good friends, well, best friend. And they did give us the diagnosis. And I don't think anybody who hears they have cancer takes it very well. So I was trying to be strong. And the only thing that came to my head was, my girls are so young. What is going to
Yes.
happen? How
Yes.
is this going to happen? I did try to be strong, but it's not something that's very
It's
easy to
not
deal with.
something. Yes.
Yeah. So I had a lot of, I won't mention doctors' names here, sorry.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
absolutely fine.
with the doctors, I had a lot of inconsistency with the diagnosis, like not with the diagnosis, but with the treatment plan. So
Yes.
that his treatment plan was a single mastectomy, and then the second time I went to check, it was a double mastectomy. So because I was not getting an answer outright from him, I got scared because I wasn't sure what the treatment was. And again, we were misled to believe that there are not very many good oncologists in Kenya,
In Kenya. I
which
think that is true.
so I feel like that's wrong information that's being shared, because there are very, very good oncologists in Kenya.
Good to know.
Not only breast, but there are very many, very, 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 very many specialists in Kenya that can help with
Mm.
any sort of.
Yes.
So after this, we ended up going to India, and I had a single mastectomy. Even that again was a problem because I really wanted a double. The prognosis was it's a triple negative breast cancer. Triple negative breast cancers are generally harder to treat than hormonal based cancers.
Mm-hmm.
And in India, they were adamant that I should start my chemotherapies there. And being away from my daughters for like 3 weeks, away from my mom, my dad, it was only my husband and I in India. Obviously, I didn't have family around. I
Yes.
wasn't comfortable where I was, and I
Yes.
just needed to be home.
Definitely.
So yeah, so my mom and Yagna went around. They looked for like oncologists for me, and we got a really good one at MP Shah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. So sorry, one second. So we met Dr. Vijay, and he chose to take on my case, and we did because of financial constraints. Chemo cancer is a very, very expensive.
It's a very expensive treatment, even though, like today, I think, I don't know, I would probably have to look up the stats, but from what I hear, every third, fourth person ends up having cancer.
You know what? It's really funny because cancer now sounds like a common cold.
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
Every second or third person has it.
Yes,
But you know what? It's really good. Like has improved and evolved so much, is that now
absolutely.
cancer is not a death sentence.
Completely. Yeah. Compared to about, I think when my mom passed away 20 years ago. So sharing a story of my own, my mom, I think, was diagnosed in 2001
Yeah.
with the doctors here. Again, I think even at that time, it was said that, because it was also a milk duct lump, apparently, from what I think I understood. And then when they came
Yeah.
to India, I remember I had gone for holidays to India. My extended family, my dad's side of the family is in India. So normally every December
Yeah.
I go there. So when you say 2003, I was only about 10, 11 years. And
Yeah.
no, sorry, 2001. So I was actually 8 at that time. Not 2003 is when she passed away. 2001, so I was about 8 at that time. And all of a sudden, I get a call that, oh, you know what, Pushpa, we are coming. And I'm like, why? Like, how out of the blues are you coming? So we went to pick my parents at the airport. And then I see my dad, but I don't see my mom. And then there I see her coming on a wheelchair. And I'm like, why is she in a wheelchair? Being an 8-year-old, when you see your mother at in that kind of a situation, you're like, what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And I was told, no, 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 she was just tired and all of that sort. I remember being in India after being told, and then I think slowly I was being told that, this is what it is. And we stayed in India for her chemo for about 6 months. Came back
Yeah.
only once to Kenya because I was still in school. So we came back for about 15 days just to give my
Yeah.
exams, and we went back. She had her surgery on her birthday. And I think that was a day I will never forget. And I will forever be grateful to the hospital and the doctors because it was her birthday. They actually allowed a 8-year-old into the hospital. So that was something very huge that, they respected that fact and they let, me be there. Even during her last days when she was in ICU and I was just 10, my dad, I was in Kenya at that time and I went there. I landed at about 4 in the morning and my dad took me straight to the ICU. And the nurse is like, "What are you doing? She's so young." My dad is like, "You know what? At this point, she needs to see her mother and her mother needs to see her. So nothing
Yeah.
is more important." So I feel where you're coming from when you
Yeah.
mentioned about your daughters. For you, I think it was
Yeah.
different because you didn't have family there. I think for my dad and mom, it made more sense for them to be there because they had family. And
Of course.
as I said, at that time, I still remember after her chemo and surgery, she had to go for radiotherapy. And I think at that time, it was only available, I think, in Nairobi Hospital or Nairobi West, one of those sides. I don't even
Yeah.
remember the hospital. It wasn't even available. So at that time, I think technically cancer treatment was zero, you can say, in
Yeah.
in Kenya. So yeah, I think a lot of things hit you when you're told that you have cancer. uh and I now get to know that it's hereditary. There are a lot of genes that pass on. So I think even in my back of my mind, I'm always, hesitant when I feel a lump or see a lump or just even
Yeah.
feel it like, "Damn, what would it be, Is it something that I
Of
need to get
course.
scared?" Yeah.
There are very many factors that contribute towards cancer. Some are hereditary, some are hormonal based. There's
Yeah.
so many things that like come up to it. And a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people, when I was told that I had breast cancer, came and pointed fingers at me and they're like, "Oh, it's because of your lifestyle." And
Yeah.
this really used to hurt me. And then I reached a point where I was like, you know what? You don't even understand what I'm going through, where I've
Absolutely.
come from, what type of a tumor it is. And
Correct.
so those are people that, you have to learn to choose to ignore. Because people are going to keep coming to you, talking to you, telling you things. And if you let these people get to you, they're just going to push you down.
Yeah, definitely. And I think um